All right. Let's do this. Let's talk about our boy, Cain Velasquez, a dedicated father who is now out with his family finally after 8 months sitting in jail. But there's a lot to talk about here because I just watched a couple clips from his attorney outside the courthouse that are very notable. I think very notable. Notable information about the case and what's coming, and that we should definitely talk about. But before I get into all of that, really quick, wanted to say that I have joined the IRL app. So where we do my my group chats now is on IRL. Link is in the description. Come join the group. I'm on there talking every single day, like literally every single day. So if you want direct access to me, I promise you, it is a small group, dude. There's like, I think there's only like 200 people in there, or maybe even less than that right now. So when you write a message, I will see it for 100% sure. Link is in the description. I'm going to be on there talking with Chito Vera on during UFC 281. I mean, I'll be live also during UFC 281, but I'll be chatting on there. You guys will actually get to see me chatting on my phone and then seeing me hit enter and then it going into the chat room. So you can validate that it's really me. It's me. It's me. Whoa. Anyway, so go join that group. I'm just letting everybody yeah, I see your guys. I see these messages, of course, dude. But man, I just watched a bunch of stuff that I will show you guys. What's up, Underground? Lopez, yes, I see you. So it's like, dude, I started watching some of this Cain stuff, and obviously it's fantastic that he's out. I watched a bunch of videos. Like I watched whoever that was that greeted him at the prison that picked him up, or the jail that picked him up, hugged him. That was awesome. And I was just, like this one interview. You know what? I'll just show it to you guys. I'll show you guys like that. I'll show it to you guys in a second. But like, someone that someone was there from the media who was waiting outside of the jail. And they tried to interview Cain. And it was one of those things where it was like, dude, if you stick a microphone in front of a guy's face who just got out of jail, you're going to see a lot of like what Cain looked like, which is like, whoa, dude, whoa. That's, I mean, it's lucky there's not a crowd, dude. I always really feel for those guys, like guys that, or girls, like people who get let out of jail, who have been in for a long time. 8 months is a long time, dude. That's not a short period of time. I mean, obviously, the longer it is, the more this applies. But they get out, and all of a sudden, they have sensory overload with a bunch of people there, cameras in their face, people asking them questions. Like, they haven't had to use that part of their brain in a long time, dude. And, yeah, I mean, Cain got let out in the middle of the night. I'm sure that was, or it looked like it was nighttime. I'm sure that was intentional, But yeah, so the challenge for me is that he's still facing life in prison, Now, one thing I will say that is very, very, very important to note is that unless I'm misunderstanding this, the judge that gave him bail would be the judge that sentences him if he gets convicted. I think. Now, I would hope that you guys would correct me if that's incorrect, but I'm pretty sure that that if they, so right now they're in pretrial, right? So they're in pretrial right now. They're going to go through the evidence. I got a lot to talk about that too. They go through the evidence, and then the judge, I believe, decides whether or not they need a jury trial. So it's basically like, if there's not enough evidence, the judge is like, get this out of here. It's not a real case. Okay. There's no chance that's going to happen. Okay. And then they'll get a jury trial, and then they'll, do the cases. The jury will decide what they decide. And then the judge will sentence him based on what they convict of, if they convict. Okay. So here's the thing. I will actually show this to you guys. I'll show you guys the video that I'm basing this on, because, I found it very notable. So hang on for a second. Man, I'm not having a good day, dude. I'll just tell you guys. I was in the final stages of a job I was supposed to take. I had already negotiated my comp, everything. Basically thought that I was, getting an offer. And very bizarrely, the offer's not coming now. They decided not to move forward. Like 6 or 7 interviews. And based on the feedback I got, I'm pretty sure that they found this channel. Like, I'm pretty sure that they found this channel. So, yeah, really, really not ideal. Really, really aggravating. Get fired from my job for not being vaccinated and then not get the job another job that I really want because I talk a lot of shit on YouTube. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, life doesn't come without a cost, dude. If you achieve all the things you set out to on YouTube, it's got to come at some cost. And I guess that's it. Anyway. All right. So let's watch this thing together really quick because, I'll show you guys what I wanted to show you guys. Okay. So actually we can just go through this whole thing.
Revealing the evidence they have against MMA star Cain Velasquez, Morgan Hill Police Sergeant Sergio Pires was the first person they called to the stand today. He was the first officer on the scene when witnesses began reporting that a driver of one truck was shooting at another truck during a high-speed chase on Monterey Highway.
Say it to me, right? Thank you.
Yes.
Cain Velasquez is charged with premeditated attempted murder, accused of shooting at a truck carrying Harry Goulart. Goulart is facing charges of allegedly sexually abusing a Velasquez family member at a daycare center. Prosecutors say on the day of the shooting, Goulart's stepfather was hit and injured by the gunfire. Velasquez's wife and a large number of supporters have been showing up to every court hearing.
We just come to support Cain Velasquez.
That's Khabib's cousin.
But Velasquez was wearing his jail jumpsuit during the hearing. However, deputies removed his shackles.
I don't like to see him like that. Someone I've known for years and years, and it's like one of my brothers, and I don't like to see that. And hopefully they let him out.
That Morgan Hill sergeant said he found several bullet impact dents on the victim's truck and the shattered window. He also found a loaded semi-automatic handgun in Velasquez's center console after he says Velasquez told officers it was there. The sergeant said once he was pulled over, Velasquez raised his hands and voluntarily got on the ground. That's the first time officers knew the suspect was a mixed martial arts star.
I think that we are wasting a lot of time.
Velasquez attorney Mark Garrigo
This is the part.
Frustrated with the pace of the hearing this morning.
It seems like a overkill, but
The presentation is overkill?
the presentation is not as crisp as I would normally expect.
Garrigo has also questioned Sergeant Pires about evidence gathering, specifically its thoroughness.
You tell me, you're sitting in the courtroom. I mean, we saw this morning what I think is a complete absence of investigation.
Once prosecutors lay out their case, the judge will determine if there is enough evidence for a jury.
Okay, so here's the part of that I think is really notable. So basically, what I heard him say was, don't you think that what they're laying out, don't you think what the prosecution is laying out seems a little bit heavy? Like, doesn't it seem like it's a lot? Which to me sounds like him saying, we're not disputing the facts of the case, guy. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it sounds like he's saying like, hey, dude, Cain chased him in the car. Cain took shots at him. We're not disputing that. What are we doing in here? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, Cain did that. Cain did that. Now, do we have to go through this entire thing? Like, do we need to do this? Like, we're doing this? We've admitted it. He admitted it. Everybody admitted it. He did those things. What are we doing? What are we doing? And, but then at the same, like, that's what I read that one as. But then the next thing he said was, he said it seems like they did a total lack of investigation. So that part, could potentially mean, could be about the other thing, like the catalyst for the entire thing. Who knows? But I think what's important to kind of it's not important. I mean, nothing I do here is important. Nothing any of us do is important other than just support Kane and just make clear publicly that we don't think he should be in jail. Like, we don't think that he deserves to do jail time for a thing that, you know, I mean, I don't even want to get into the semantics of it, but like, public opinion matters. At least it used to, you know. It just doesn't, you know, it doesn't, it's actually a bad day for me to talk about, you know, public consensus, but nonetheless, it's like, that stuff does matter. Like when you get the overwhelming feeling as a person who actually has decision power over something that there is public consensus in one direction, it is a tremendous, tremendous weight to try to decide in the opposite direction. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Calloused, I appreciate that, my man. Hang on. I think you were the one asking about the job opportunities. I'll respond to that in a second. But basically, like, if you're, I mean, I hate to use this as an example, but the, you know, the 2020 thing with the police and the knee on the back and all that, like, if you're on that jury, and I'm not saying what they should or shouldn't have done, but like, if you're on that jury and every single newspaper you look at, every single TV show you turn on, every single thing says this was this thing. And then you get in there and you look and like the evidence doesn't necessarily support that. You're like, geez, man, like this might not be what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like this might be something totally different. Well, guess what? Even if you believe in the deepest part of your gut, like, oh, it actually looks like maybe some person in an unrelated case that I'm not trying to start a conversation about might have swallowed a package. That might have been what did it. Even if you think that that's super likely, guess what? Making that actual decision is going to be very challenging because you feel like there's consensus everywhere. And you're like, geez, I don't know. Can I do that? And so like that concept's really important because that's why I was saying when Cain first got arrested, that people on Twitter need to stop saying that he deserves to go to jail. Stop saying that. Like, just stop saying it. If you're a fighter, like if you're in the MMA community, I don't care what you just stop saying that. Because if you don't have, like, because there's no one who's saying that who has kids. And so if you're just like a fighter, you don't have any kids, and you're just like kind of talking, you're going to have a big impact on the potential decision that gets made. And you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about. You don't have kids, dude. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. You don't have kids. So shut up, you know? So anyway, what's important for us to do is just to, in my opinion, stay consistent that like you can understand why he did it. Look, like if he ends up going to jail for a couple of years, like, yeah, I mean, that sucks, but like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. It sucks. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. Wow. Okay, I'm not talking about the midterms. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the midterms. But someone got elected who is dead, just so we're clear. That's a level of, that's, speaking of people making decisions, a dead person got elected yesterday. Anyway, so, I mean, look, dude, here's the deal. I'm not saying he shouldn't go to jail. I'm honestly not saying that. I'm really not, dude. And I actually think he should for a short period of time. Like, enough of a deterrent so that people don't think you can just go fire shots at people in any situation. He already did almost a year. Do you know what I mean? He already did almost a year. So like I don't think that I don't think any of us want a situation where anyone can just go, hey, well, you know what? I thought that this happened, so I'm allowed to go like take shots at people. You know, the thing is, he didn't kill anyone. He didn't kill anyone. No one wants that situation. But at the same time, like if you even have like a drop of empathy as a human being, you guys know the fucking story, dude. Like you guys know the story. Give me a break, dude. So anyway, I don't even remember how I got on that tangent, but as it relates to what they're doing, it's kind of like, all right, well, so you're saying they're making this really long, right? Like a lot of talk, like a lot of chit chat from the prosecution. Cool. Right. So what you're saying is that you agree to the facts that he did chase him and shoot at him. Okay, cool. What's the defense? That's the only thing I don't understand is I'm like, what's the defense then? You know, like seriously, like I just don't, and I'm not saying that they don't have one. I just don't know what it is. And I would love to know what it is. You know what I mean? Because like if they're saying, I don't know enough about the law to say what a good defense would be. Like if they said, oh, diminished capacity, he has CTE. Okay. You know, maybe that's a good argument. If they say, you know, temporary insanity, that sounds like a really good argument to me, because I do think that a person making a decision in that like under those circumstances is temporarily insane. How would you not be, dude? Like it's one of those things where like, I think, dude, I heard a rumor that Islam Makhachev paid his bail. Is that true? I have no idea if that's true, but anyway, but like the here's again, every time I talk about this case, I come back to the same thing because I can't help it. I look at these things holistically, and it's like what really matters is whether that guy actually did it. You know, like it really matters whether the guy actually did it. And you know, and for the same reason that I wouldn't say he deserved jail time or whatever, I'll say that like, I'm not trying to cast doubt on that at all. I will just say that in the small crop of cases that I've looked at where a person like at a daycare or one of these things gets accused of a thing like this, usually there are a lot of accusers. Do you know what I mean? Like there's like a lot of people that are, there are a lot of accusers. And as far as I know, there's only one in this case, which is would just make the whole thing just much worse. I still don't think Cain should go to jail. I just don't. I don't think he should go to jail. I think he's done his time. They should just give him time served, suspended sentence, whatever, and just let him get back to life. And honestly, I hope it didn't happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hope the guy didn't do it. It makes it, if he did, because like, of course, I hope that some kid didn't have that happen to them. It's kind of, like it's not a great choice. It's obviously not a choice, but it's like, if you were given the choice, like, yeah, of course, I hope that didn't happen to the kid. I hope that the whole thing's a mistake, which, would make Cain a little bit more culpable for sure. But I don't know. I saw a video of him. Dude, check this out. So I saw this video today of him. He went to, let me see. Hang on. It was him. Here we go. Look at this, dude. Just straight, like, just right out. They're all, oh, Cain, what do you want to do today? He's like, I want to lead a session at AK. Look at his head, dude. I mean, dude, that is a badass mother. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't a good decision. I mean, there's no, I mean, that's one thing that, like, if you can't agree on that, then I mean, what are we talking about? Like that, what he did was not a good decision. But does he deserve to, or does his family deserve to have their, the patriarch of their family sit in a box for 10, 20 years? Of course not. And the dude and the guy who you honestly want to know who got hurt the most out of this thing. Let's say that Cain gets off right now, right? Or not gets off, but whatever, like gets time served. Taking the shots at that guy, he hit that guy. Do you know what I mean? Like he didn't hit the guy, but he hit the guy. He hit his dad, unfortunate, or his stepdad, unfortunate. But guess what? You know how many people know Paul Galarte's name now? Everyone. Everyone knows that guy's name because he's the guy that Cain was shooting at in that incident. So if he meant to kill the guy, he did. You know what I mean? Like there's no coming back from that. There's literally, there's no coming back from that. That guy's ruined. No coming back. Like as a wait, hold on. Joe, what's up, man? Thank you very much. I'm not. No. He shot at the right guy and hit the wrong guy. I've said this a million times, dude. Like, dude, what is going on with crypto right now? Like, what the fuck? Jesus. I'm losing my fucking ass, dude. Anyway, but like, it's a good day to buy, you guys. Good day to buy. But yeah, like, I don't know. The whole thing. I mean, like Cain, when he got out, I don't know if you guys watched that interview when he first got out. He was just like, I just want to make something positive out of this, terrible situation. I don't really know how you do that. It's like all at this point, it's basically like you're trying to stop the bleeding the best way that you can. It's like, let's just stop the bleeding, dude. Like, let Cain out, dude. Let this fucking guy out of jail. If this dude really did do the thing, give him Cain's cell. If he didn't, Jesus, I don't know what the hell to do about that, dude. Because I think about that, dude. Like, without using any names or anything, one of Gabrielle's really close friends, her biological father got accused of something like that, and it was not true. Like, it really wasn't. Like, it was straight up not true. He got arrested, like was in jail, whatever. This kid was crazy. I met this kid. Like, I met this kid. This kid was like, I think the kid was like 10 years old or something. And this was a kid that was like, had been through serious trauma, like at home. And then just like did one of those things. And then like they put the kid on the stand and they just were like, and like, I don't know, really, really crazy story that like he ended up getting acquitted, but like, and he really didn't do it. He straight up really didn't do it. So I don't know, man. I mean, like, it's like, if you think about like something fucked up that can happen to you, like what would be more fucked up than that? Actually, someone actually doing that to your kid is worse. That's worse for sure. Cause I would take a false accusation on myself before I would take the real thing happening to my own kid. 100%. I don't know. It's awful, dude. It's awful. Pollyanna claimed he didn't. No, she never said that, dude. She definitely never denied that they banged. She never denied that. Yeah, I mean, jeez. I don't know. God, this story literally, like, it kills me, dude. But for the record, on the Colby thing, I don't think that she's telling the truth about that, dude. Like, I'm sure they definitely banged, dude. I'm sure they banged. Bomb ass, what's up, dog? Why don't all you guys come join the IRL group that's in the description right now? You can talk to me. You can talk to bomb ass jerk. We're in there all day long, bullshitting. See if you want to test. Bomb ass, ask me what we talk about in there all day. I could tell you because it's really me in there. Kenny, what's up, dog? Me and Kenny talk on Twitter all the time. No, she did not. Okay, Strickland's burner account. She never. Okay, here's exactly what happened. This feels weird because we're talking about like a really serious situation over to a completely non-serious situation, but we'll do it anyway. And now I'm going to be straight with you guys. I need super chats now. I don't have a job. I should have a job, but don't. I lost my job for the, jab status. Should have had a new job, except because I love doing this so much. And I did a very, very poor job of disconnecting my real name from this account. And I figured that out yesterday and the day before. Like I thought that if you searched my real name, you wouldn't find Jesse on Fire, and then figured out after I should have had an offer on Friday and I didn't get it. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I just started stressing out. I was like, dude, I just had this gut instinct. I was like, there's something going on, dude. I feel like maybe someone might have found this. And so I went and looked, and there were like, anybody who looked at my name would have found it for sure. And definitely at this job, if they found this, for sure they pulled the offer. They would have. So if you guys know anyone who needs an experienced global account manager who in the tech space or any kind of technology, even global account manager, AE would work too. I'm really good at my job, unless you're mandated to have gotten the jab or they care that I have a YouTube channel. What's wrong with Jesse on Fire? Well, to be perfectly honest with you, this particular role was with a company very not all the companies that I've worked for would it really matter if they watched my stuff, but this one for sure would have. Global account manager is in charge of managing the relationship between the company that you work for and a very large spending company that pays for your technology. So basically it's like, so let's say like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a company I didn't actually manage, so I'm not like blowing up anybody. So let's say I worked at some software company, and I was in charge of managing the I was managing the like the account with I don't know, Amazon. Like Amazon spends $600,000 a year with the company that I work for. My job is to make sure that I know everyone in the company, understand what they're doing, triangulate how they're tracking against their KPIs, and then figure out other ways that our technology can impact their business positively, and then scale it across their entire business and try to turn a $600,000 spend into a $6 million spend a year, and then turn that into a $30 million a year spend, etc. I don't make a Discord because I'm with IRL, dog. That's my Discord, the IRL link. It's hidden now. Now they won't find it. Like when you KPI is a key performance indicator. You guys like it? Like, dude, we could talk shop all day long, man. We could talk shop all day long. KPI is a key performance indicator. So like as an example, it's like, let's say that they implemented some kind of software and their goal was to increase efficiency, delivering like blah, blah, blah. And they had some way of tracking it. So it's like, oh, right now we're doing, 5,600 of these a month. We want to be able to do 7,200 of them a month. So their goal, their key performance indicator is, are they hitting 7,200 a month? Or if not, how close are they? Or are they over it? So that's key performance indicator. Oh, Joe, you're the man, dude. Thank you very much, sir. I would definitely not consider myself very calm at all. Not calm even a little bit. It feels, yeah. Whoops. Joe, thank you so much, man. But yeah, like, anything can be a KPI. But now that I'm a little bit removed from, now that I'm removed from the other one, I'll just tell you guys about it, because when it happened, I was super sparse with details, but fuck it. I'll just tell you guys exactly what happened. So, I won't talk about like what the company's name is and stuff, but basically like I was working for a company, technology company. Your performance is generally measured quarter to quarter. I mean, how you track against your full year is the most important thing. Kenny, thank you very much, sir. Like how you track against your annual number, that's the most important thing. And like your overall compensation is tracked to that. So you have like a base salary and then an equal bonus. So like, whatever. And then, so like, whatever your target is, if you hit the target right on the nose, then you'll double your salary. So, in Q2, I did 160% of my target. 160% of my target. And as far as tracking towards my annual number, I was in first place in the country, in the company. We had a meeting called a QBR, which is a quarterly business review, where you basically present your numbers, you present all the deals that you're working on. It's like, okay, here's what I did in Q2. Here are the deals that I'm working on. Here's, the ones that I closed. Here are the ones that slipped into the next quarter. Here's the ones that we lost. And here's why, and you go through the KPIs and what's driving those deals and all that stuff. So the company had a policy that if you're on site in the office, you had to have been jabbed to not wear a mask. Now I live in Texas, companies in California, so it didn't matter, right? So I'm on site, and this is I can't remember exactly why when we did QBR last time it didn't matter. I think everyone had to wear masks regardless before this one. So like it just didn't matter. Like everyone's in a mask regardless. But this is the first one where it was like, oh, if you haven't gotten the jab, if you're jabbed, you can not wear a mask, but if you haven't, you have to wear one. It's in the end of July. Like the TSA isn't even requiring masks anymore. And so they made me wear an N95 mask. And I was the only one in the entire place. 100 people at this place. Not one of them had to wear masks except me. So from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m., mask. An N95 mask on. And I complained about it, obviously. Like I wrote like on Slack tactfully, like this is the thing, dude. Like the difference between how I talk on here and how I talk in like corporate land. I don't know. If you were just having like a regular conversation with me, it would be like, no, you talk exactly the same. But it's like, okay, yeah. I don't think I'd be necessarily talking about, Brody, I'm seeing your message. I'm going to respond to you right after this, dude. And thank you very much. So, dude, how was I conscious? Dude, okay. This is an excellent question. Because I wasn't. I kept falling asleep, dude. Like I literally couldn't breathe. Like throughout. So Like, do I strike you guys as a guy who falls asleep in meetings? Never, dude. But I just kept I was so tired that I could actually feel the bottoms of my feet. I can't really even explain it. It was really bizarre. Like the bottoms of my feet felt like they were gripping the ground. And I was like, and I thought like, oh, I almost dozed off there. And then people at breaks would be like, bro, you're just straight falling asleep. I was like, I am. And it's because I couldn't breathe. Like I couldn't get any oxygen, dude. So anyway, so I did the whole thing. Oh, getting back to, so like, through my company channel, I was like, guys, we're not like, you don't even have to wear a mask on a plane anymore. I have to give a 90-minute presentation right now. You're like, I have to wear an N95 mask, really? And I wrote it knowing like, okay, I need to write this knowing as if I'm writing it to the CEO. Like I just assume that the CEO is going to see it. And so I wrote it very tactfully, obviously. But then they did a reduction in force about 6 weeks later. And out of the entire team that I was on, which I was in first place on, I was the only one that lost their job. Just one. Just me. It's like, oh, well, he just closed this landmark deal, did 160% of his number. He didn't even talk to his manager. The manager called me. He's like, dude, they literally didn't even talk to me. So manager had nothing to do with it. So how'd you land on him exactly? Like, what was your decision criteria? What was your decision criteria? What about him stood out to you when you were like, well, which of these guys should we let go? The guy who's in number one, closed this huge deal, has an incredible relationship with the key guy at the most important company that we do business with, did 160. But, so that. But they don't have to tell you anything, dude. Like that's the thing about, that's the dirty secret that no one tells you is like, you don't really have any recourse, unless you want to just lie. You're all, my boss tried to put his hands down my pants. Like, I'm not going to lie, dude. You know what I mean? I am in Texas. The company's not. But, I got some money, dude, but not enough that I don't need another job. You know what I mean? And when you get severance, it's like, oh, that sounds like a long time. And then you're like, okay, well, now it's been 2 months. It's really not that long. So, but, between everyone here, the company I was going to work for, which I was very excited about, I had concerns about, there are plenty of companies I would be completely unconcerned about them finding my YouTube, and there are others that I'd be very concerned about them finding it. This one, but the thing is, dude, you have to go into any interview process, you don't know. You know what I mean? What do you think they would think of the video I did yesterday? Like right now, I'm doing a video defending a guy who took shots at a guy who molested his kid. In a job interview at a tech company, you have no idea how they're going to take that. You know what I mean? But anyway, the IRL thing wouldn't load, really? How come? But yeah, dude, what's crazy, or I guess the main thing that I would say is concerning is that, like I heard that Siemens just fired like 10,000 people today. I think Meta fired like 12,000 people. You know how much money that is, dude? Or how many employees that is? It's a lot of people looking for money, dude, or looking for work. But I make some money here. I'm like, it is what it is, dude. Oh, and they didn't use YouTube to fire me. They used YouTube, I believe, to not hire me at the last minute. Like, I think what happened was they did, I think I went through basically every step, and then they were doing due diligence, and they're like, all right, well, now we're going to actually make him his like formal offer. We negotiated my comp and everything. Comp means money. And then, I think the hiring manager probably was like, let me be thorough, Googled me, found Jesse on fire, and that's a wrap. But we'll see. Speaking of which, I'm supposed to talk to this other dude. The other thing is my applying everywhere. No, applying at specific places that are good fits. But also, like, I have a strained rib and I can't spar. So it's rough, dude. Dude, honestly, do you know how much, like, if you, like, I don't know how I never put this together. There was a guy in my gym who had an injured rib a few months ago. And I remember being like, oh, well, he'll be back whenever. And dude, so I strained my rib last Wednesday and I was like, oh, I'll just go easy. And so I've just been doing, like, position training and stuff. And then as soon as it gets to, like, even like, like position sparring and whatever, it's like, oh, I can't do anything. I can't do anything. I literally can't. There's nothing I can do in jiu-jitsu without being like, oh, I'm going to actually turn this into a long-term injury if I don't chill. Like, if you, like, my elbow's fucked, you can train through that. Your knee's fucked, you can train through that. Your rib, like, there's nothing you can be working on that your rib is not fucked, But anywho, so it's not okay. So here's the thing about the getting fired about the jab thing. It's not because they felt like I was a danger to them because of the virus. It's a culture fit, like, that literally, like, think, okay. So I'm sure that there are more of you guys in here, but, like, think about, like, how you, okay. I don't know if, you know what, actually how many of you guys voted yesterday? How many people voted? Put in the comment if you voted, yes or no. And the reason I ask is because nowadays it's so easy. I can't sue them. I already signed my separation agreement. It's so easy to be able to tell which way people are going to vote, right? Like, you go in there and you look, you're like, okay, that guy's going to vote for them. That guy's going to vote for them. That guy's going to vote for them. I mean, in many cases, right? Like, okay, so let's just assume that there are some Democrats in here. Like, when you saw a dude who came in like work boots and a thing, whatever, how'd that make you feel? And then for most of you guys, when someone came in like purple hair and how'd that make you feel? Like, just looking at them, how did that make you feel? Not very good, right? Like, it's like, you look at them and you're like, and so if you're doing a reduction in force and you just recently found out that you had a purple hair in your company, they're gone, dude. Like, you're getting rid of them. And so, like, oh, he's not he's the only one that's not jabbed is exactly the same to them as, like, someone coming in, like them working for a MAGA company and someone coming in purple hair. They're like, get rid of that purple hair guy. It's literally that simple. There's no like, there's no logic to it. It's just emotional, tribal nonsense, stupid, that everybody's guilty of. Certainly me. Am I a Texas Democrat? What do you think, dude? What do you think? Definitely 100% not that. Dude, in Texas, where I was, I actually don't even, I would be embarrassed to show you guys my text messages from yesterday, actually. Let me see how bad they are. Not, yeah, no. Yeah, I'm not showing this to anyone ever. I'll just say this. I sent something to Gabrielle yesterday that then immediately was followed by, in parentheses, just kidding, NSA. I was joking though. But check this out. You guys want to see how vicious Giselle is? Watch this. Oh, go ahead, turn over. And you are strangled. Good night. She's so fucking good, dude. She's so good. She's so good, dude. There's literally nothing on earth that I like better than watching Giselle fuck people up in jiu-jitsu. It's my favorite thing in the world. Whoa. Dude, I don't know, man. I am seeing a lot of things about Alex Pereira that make me think he might win, dude. I don't know what it is. Like, it's one of those, like, Jesus, what fight was that? What fight is that from, dude? But like, wait, hang on. What's up, baby? I'm in my office. What's up? So the Izzy thing, like, Alex is so scary that what I look at is I'm just like, if Izzy beats him, it'll be so impressive, man. Like, it'll be so impressive if he wins. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be really impressive if he wins because, man, it's like, he is super scary, man. Most likely, Cain gets 5 years, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. 30-day events. It's possible, dude. 10 more months. That's, dude, I would be totally fine with that. If you got 10 more months, fine. I mean, dude, the scariest thing about being a former fighter, dude, honestly, is not like, I mean, obviously he's got to get through that. But it's like, what are you going to, like, it's like, what are you going to do? Do you know, like, seriously, like that's what I always, like, I don't know if I'm doing, like, I do a good job, like, talking about that on the channel. But like, the feeling I have right now where I'm like, and dude, and I have a successful YouTube channel. I make money through YouTube. It's not like there's no scenario where all of a sudden I have no money coming in. You know, some money, always better than no money, right? And Gabrielle makes some money too, but it's like, like that feeling of like, how am I going to take care of my family? Which I'm feeling at a very, very low level right now because I have a lot of transferable skills where it's not a matter of like, will I ever find a job again? It's like, okay, when am I going to find the right role and how long is it going to take? And am I going to go through a staunch depression between now and then because I hate the feeling of not having a job? Like, yeah, those are my concerns. Fighters get done with their career and they're like, I've literally never known how to do anything else. Like, they don't know how to do fucking anything. And not all of them. Not all of them. But a lot of guys get done. They're not like commentators. They're not, you know, they're not like, I don't know, dude. Like, it's I don't know. It's rough, dude. It's rough. I am doubling down on myself right now. I'm trying to, I think I'm going to do a show on Shab's network on Thick Boy. I'm going to do like, I got to talk to him about that this week, actually. But I need to expand beyond, just MMA though. And it's not in politics. Politics can't be it because YouTube will crush you. And there's so many people who do it. It's gotta be something else. Like, I'm trying to figure out what that is, dude. Cause like, one thing that I see people do really well in are like, they retell these like famous, like murder stories and stuff like that. And they kill it with those, dude. And man, I could tell a good story. I could tell a good story. Oh, dude, Chael's killing it, son. Chael is not a good example of what I was talking about at all. Chael is like, me and Chael have a cheat code, dude. Like, we have a cheat code. Like, in terms of what we're doing here. You could stick Chael in front of a camera and a microphone, ask him any question, and he will be compelling and interesting to listen to. I mean, I'm not giving myself a hand job, but that's true with me also. I was talking about Mr. Ballin. That's why I brought that up. But, and the only reason I even bring that up is like, because he kills it. He kills it. And like, if I had 2 of these channels, like if I was making same money that I do on Jesse on Fire twice, I don't need to worry. Like, then that's all I need to do. I think pretty close. But at the same time, like I still could work a full-time job, do well and whatever. Navy, Mr. Ballin is a former Navy SEAL. Unfortunately, one that I don't know. But yeah, like, dude, Chael is going to be interesting no matter what. Like, he is a very rare talent, obviously, an extraordinarily rare talent. I would do that. I just don't know what, like, I don't know what I would react to, dude. You know, like Jesse reacts to what exactly? Because I can't, like, that's the thing is all I pay attention to is fights and like current events, and current events all fall into this category of things that YouTube suppresses, you know? So I don't know. Poirier beats Chandler, then interim title Poirier versus Dariush and Marsh to fight winner. No way. Well, what I think is, I think if Poirier beats Chandler, he's going to get a title shot. And I don't think that they're going to do the Volkanovski fight. I did a video about this yesterday. And my thought on it is this. Like, does the Volkanovski versus Islam fight do better numbers than Islam versus Chandler or Islam versus Poirier? No, I don't think so. So what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? Why wouldn't they just do, why wouldn't they just like do that fight and have Volkanovski at 45? Because if they do 40, if Volkanovski wins, then what do you have at 45? Nothing. Wait, hang on. What are we talking about? What does clickbait even mean? Hold on. Chael is all clickbait? No. Okay. Chael, all clickbait. I don't even know what that means. But I will say this, like, the way that I use the term clickbait is as a positive attribute for people who know how to build curiosity in a video. Like, dude, just look at this, dude. All right. Which of these am I going to click on? All right. Oh, I don't like any of these. Which of these am I going to click on? Cool. Which of these am I going to click on? His. Because he has the best thumbnail that sticks out. All right. What about these? Oh, I like this. What is this? Oh, but I don't care about this. Like, clickbait is like, what's a good title that makes me curious to click the thing? It's like, oh shit, this is really happening. Well, that's a little too vague. Although 27,000 people are watching it live, they're killing it, dude. He needs to go pro. Oh, I'm kind of curious about what that is. Like, it just means you know how to, yeah, and like Russell Brand does the same. Midterms, they don't want you to know this. They don't want me to know what? It's just about building curiosity. Yeah, that's the plan. The squeaky wheel does not get the grease. Squeaky wheel gets replaced. That's, I don't know what you're referring to. Oh, well, I don't know about that. But if you're talking about Chael, I don't think that's true. He always talks about like whatever his thing is titled. All right. I got to jump. This is a fact. That's a fact. Like, that's just like here. Let's just do it. You have any idea how much I wish you could just do like, you could just do like whatever, like whatever the title, like whatever titles you want. Okay. So I would go, is Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto? I mean, this is a shit title anyway, but like Colby lashed out at Pauliana. You know how long it took me to fucking think of that? Versus like, did Colby get Pauliana banned off Twitter? Female UFC fighter makes X-rated, blah, 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 blah. Like every single video, I sit there for so long, just like, what should I title this thing, man? Like, it probably, honest to God, is the thing that takes the longest out of every single thing. Every single like part of this is like thinking of titles is so infuriating because if you don't do that, they'll get 1/3 the views. And then you got to figure out what you're going to put on the thumbnail. It takes forever, dude. That's honestly what I should be selling, dude, is teach people to do YouTube. Because if people go in there and don't understand this, they will literally never succeed. Never. This is actually, I wish that was true. It's not true. I mean, some of them. It's like, like some people will watch them all, but not all of them. For sure. All right. I got to jump. Love you guys. I will, we'll chat soon. Peace.